In the dazzling universe of celebrities where lights never dim and stories never end, we find ourselves on a journey through lives that inspire, entertain, and remind us of the power of human dreams. And in this world, one of the most talked about names recently is Justin Bieber, who after years of sharing bleary-eyed selfies and lyrics that felt like a cry for help, has begun showing the world a new chapter filled with positivity, love and family moments, and fans around the globe breathe a sigh of relief seeing him happy and healthy, standing beside Hailey Bieber, his partner who has been his anchor through stormy days. Their journey together becomes a symbol that no matter how heavy the pressures of fame may be, love and stability can create a safe harbor for the soul. And Justin's story is only the opening to a much bigger picture, because the world of celebrities spans far beyond one artist, and every star carries with them tales of humble beginnings, meteoric rises, dramatic challenges, and the kind of comebacks that feel larger than life. Now imagine walking through this hall of fame of real people turned icons where voices echo across decades, and where faces become symbols of an era as we move from the Canadian heartthrob Bieber to the soulful journey of Selena Gomez. We see a star who has faced health battles and personal struggles, yet turned her story into a source of hope for millions. Her work with mental health awareness and her openness about lupus has made her not just a performer but a beacon of resilience. She reminds us that even in an industry glittering with fame, the most powerful glow comes from honesty and courage. Selena's music and television work keep her in the spotlight, but it is her courage in using her platform to uplift others that creates a lasting legacy, just as Lady Gaga once transformed herself from a young girl with a dream into a global phenomenon with her unique fashion, her bold statements, and her unwavering devotion to causes like LGBTQ rights and mental health awareness. Gaga shows how a celebrity can be more than entertainment. She is proof that art and activism can dance together beautifully across the world. In South Korea, we witness the global rise of BTS, the boy band that shattered records and redefined what it means to connect with fans. Their story is about 7 young men who faced doubts about whether they could make it in a crowded industry, only to rise through sheer talent, perseverance, and the unbreakable bond they formed with their fandom known as ARMY, with lyrics that speak of self-love, dreams, and hope. BTS demonstrated that music transcends borders and languages, turning them into cultural ambassadors whose influence stretches from Seoul to New York and everywhere in between. While on the subject of global stars, one cannot forget the enduring power of Beyoncé, whose career is a textbook example of evolution, artistry, and influence. She began as a member of Destiny's Child, dazzling audiences with powerful harmonies and unstoppable charisma, before breaking into a solo career that elevated her to the throne of Queen Bey. Every album, from Dangerously in Love to Renaissance, tells a new story of empowerment, artistry, and control over her narrative. And beyond the music, Beyoncé has invested herself in philanthropy, supporting education, gender equality, and disaster relief. Her performances, like the iconic Coachella show, are not just concerts, but cultural landmarks. And then we look at her partner, Jay-Z, whose journey from Brooklyn hustler to billionaire mogul is the kind of transformation that could fill volumes. He turned his talent for rap into a career of innovation, building Roc Nation and becoming a symbol that success is possible even against the steepest odds. Together, Jay-Z and Beyoncé represent a dynasty in modern celebrity culture, balancing family artistry and empire building across oceans in India. We turn to Shah Rukh Khan, the king of Bollywood, who rose from modest beginnings in Delhi to become one of the most beloved actors in the world. His charm, versatility, and humility made him a household name, not only in South Asia but globally. His career spans decades of unforgettable films that blend romance, action, and comedy, and his philanthropy extends far beyond the screen as he invests in healthcare, child education, and disaster relief, showing that superstardom can walk hand in hand with giving back. And just as Bollywood tells its story, Hollywood continues to shine with figures like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, whose journey from wrestling rings to movie sets paints a portrait of reinvention and resilience. Once a struggling football player who faced rejection, Johnson turned to wrestling, became an icon, and then seamlessly transitioned into Hollywood, becoming one of the highest-paid actors in the world. His charisma, determination, and authenticity made him not only a box office force, but also a role model for millions. who find inspiration in his rise, and his openness about mental health and challenges makes him relatable beneath all the muscles and fame, transitioning from the action star to the young visionary Billie Eilish. We find a new generation voice whose artistry defies expectations, rising from her bedroom recordings. With her brother Phineas, Billie captured the world with haunting lyrics, a unique fashion sense, and a bold refusal to conform. She proved that even at a young age, authenticity can break through the noise. Her Grammy sweeps, her James Bond theme, and her activism for climate change and body positivity show that her reach is far greater than music alone. Weaving into the stories of contemporary stars, we also find timeless legends. Like Oprah Winfrey, whose life is a saga of resilience and triumph. From a childhood marked by hardship to building a media empire, Oprah embodies the spirit of perseverance. Her talk show changed television. Her philanthropy continues to impact education and empowerment, and her voice carries weight in conversations that shape the world. She reminds us that celebrity is not only about fame, but about influence wielded with purpose. Now circling back to the pop world, one cannot skip Taylor Swift, whose storytelling mastery through music has captured hearts worldwide. Starting as a country girl with a guitar, she navigated her way to pop superstardom and beyond, reclaiming her masters, standing up against industry injustices, and turning personal heartbreaks into global anthems. Swift's ability to reinvent herself with each era makes her a symbol of resilience, creativity, and growth. And her bond with her fans creates a community that transcends borders. In the same way, Ed Sheeran from England, with just a guitar and unmatched talent, proved that simplicity can be powerful, from busking on streets to filling stadiums. His songs became global soundtracks to love and life, and his collaborations across genres showcase the unifying magic of music. As we glide through these stories, we notice how each celebrity carries their own chapter in this grand narrative of inspiration, struggle, and victory. But the journey is far from over, because we have only begun to touch the surface of this endless ocean of lives that entertain, inspire, and evolve before our eyes. From the shining melodies of Ed Sheeran, we glide into the world of Ariana Grande, whose voice has been described as a force of nature, and whose journey from Nickelodeon star to pop powerhouse represents resilience and reinvention. Ariana faced public heartbreak, devastating tragedy after the Manchester Arena attack, and endless media scrutiny. Yet she rose with grace, transforming her pain into music that uplifts and empowers her fans. Her anthems like No Tears, Left to Cry, and Thank You Next became not just chart toppers, but healing soundtracks for millions. Ariana's iconic ponytail fashion statements and unapologetic confidence make her one of the most influential figures of her generation. And just as Ariana redefined pop, Katy Perry carved her own colorful path with a career built on bold imagery and unforgettable hooks. From California Girls to Roar, Katy created a world of vibrant visuals and lyrics that celebrate individuality and resilience. Her journey from a small town gospel singer to a global superstar demonstrates the transformative power of perseverance and authenticity. And while Katy continues to thrive both as a performer and a mother, her story connects to countless others in the celebrity universe, where challenges are faced head-on and reinvention is constant. Now stepping into another corner of Hollywood, we find the story of Robert Downey Jr., a man whose career reads like a novel filled with soaring highs, devastating lows, and an extraordinary redemption. Once written off by Hollywood because of personal struggles, he rebuilt himself step by step until landing the role of Tony Stark, Iron Man, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, a role that did not just revive his career but redefined the superhero genre. His charm, wit, and resilience made him a global favorite, and today he stands as proof that no downfall is too deep to recover from if determination and support are present. And from Iron Man, we soar into the galaxy with Chris Hemsworth, whose portrayal of Thor cemented his place as a Hollywood star. Yet his story is more than capes and hammers. He remains grounded in his Australian roots, often sharing family moments and promoting health and wellness. His dedication to fitness has inspired millions, but his humility shows that even gods on screen can be gentle humans in real life. And moving across the Marvel universe, we also meet Scarlett Johansson, whose evolution from indie darling to action icon highlights versatility and strength. Her portrayal of Black Widow gave audiences a complex, powerful heroine, and her off-screen advocacy for gender equality in the film industry has solidified her as a trailblazer in Hollywood, alongside her stars like Gal Gadot. Rose to To fame as Wonder Woman, blending elegance, charisma, and empowerment, she turned a superhero role into a global symbol of strength and inspired young girls everywhere to believe they could be heroes too. Beyond Hollywood, the story of celebrities takes us to sports, where figures like Serena Williams change the narrative of what it means to be an athlete. Her dominance on the tennis court broke records. Her fashion choices on court sparked conversations, and her advocacy for women's rights and representation in sports elevated her beyond trophies. Serena showed that excellence is not only measured by wins but by impact and legacy, and alongside her Roger Federer, the Swiss maestro demonstrated how grace and humility can define greatness. His rivalries, his records, and his charity work built a career that transcended tennis itself, turning him into a universal icon. And in the basketball world, the late Kobe Bryant embodied passion, determination, and artistry. His Mamba mentality continues to inspire generations, reminding people to push beyond limits and pursue excellence no matter the obstacles. His tragic passing alongside his daughter Gianna left the world mourning. But his story of relentless pursuit and love for family remains. Immortalized in hearts everywhere and in the same arena, LeBron James carries the torch of greatness, balancing championships with philanthropy through his I Promise School, which gives children opportunities to dream and achieve. His activism, his voice, and his presence show that celebrity athletes can be forces for change far beyond their sport, shifting from sports back to music. The story of Drake cannot be ignored, rising from his start on the television series Degrassi to becoming one of the most streamed artists in history. Drake's journey demonstrates versatility, adaptation, and constant evolution. With each album he reshapes trends, creates anthems, and maintains his position as a dominant force in hip-hop and pop. His influence stretches across music, fashion, and culture, making him not only a rapper but a cultural architect at the same time. The Weeknd emerged with a haunting sound and mysterious image before rising into one of the most acclaimed artists of the decade. His Super Bowl halftime show, his chart-topping singles, and his cinematic vision turned him into an innovator of modern pop, R&B, and performance art. His songs capture emotion and atmosphere that transcend traditional boundaries, and while Canadian artists shape the charts globally, Latin superstars like Shakira and Bad Bunny remind us that music is truly universal. Shakira, with her unmatched energy, voice, and philanthropic dedication to children's education, became a global figure blending cultures and rhythms, while Bad Bunny redefined Latin music, bringing reggaeton and trap to the forefront, and proving that language is never a barrier to global stardom. His unapologetic authenticity, his activism for LGBTQ rights, and his artistic experimentation mark him as one of the most revolutionary figures of modern music. And while music stars dominate charts, film legends like Leonardo DiCaprio continue to blend artistry with activism. His long-awaited Oscar win was a victory not just for him, but for fans who had rooted for years, and his environmental work positions him as a celebrity who uses fame for global good. His films, from Titanic to The Revenant, are etched in cinematic history, and his influence in conservation reminds us that stardom is a platform to protect our planet. Connecting this to another Hollywood legend we find, Angelina Jolie, whose work as an actress, humanitarian, and UN ambassador has redefined what it means to be a star. She has used her influence to support refugees, advocate for children, and raise awareness for global crises, while also creating a rich legacy of performances in film. Her balance of artistry, compassion, and advocacy makes her one of the most respected figures in the industry. And from Jolie, we see the charismatic story of Brad Pitt, who went from heartthrob to award-winning actor to philanthropist. Through roles spanning decades, he demonstrated versatility, while his charitable work in rebuilding homes after Hurricane Katrina showed his commitment to giving back. Together, their stories shaped Hollywood history, and individually, they continue to inspire audiences around the globe. And as we walk through these lives, one thing becomes clear: the world of celebrities is not only about the glitz, but also about the depth of human stories that reflect resilience, triumph, reinvention, and a constant pursuit of dreams. From the powerful journeys of Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, we move into the world of Jennifer Lopez, whose career is a dazzling blend of music, film, fashion, and business. J.Lo has constantly reinvented herself from her early days as a dancer on In Living Color to becoming a Hollywood leading lady and a chart-topping pop star. She embodies resilience and longevity. Her Super Bowl halftime show with Shakira electrified millions, showcasing not just talent, but cultural pride and her ventures In fashion, fragrance, and entrepreneurship prove that her empire stretches far beyond the stage or screen. She has also used her platform for philanthropy, supporting disaster relief efforts and inspiring countless women to pursue their dreams. And in parallel, we look at the journey of Beyoncé, whose name itself is synonymous with excellence, from Destiny's Child to becoming one of the most acclaimed solo performers in history. Beyoncé has redefined the idea of an artist blending music with visual storytelling, activism, and cultural representation. Her Coachella performance, known as Baychella, remains an iconic moment, blending empowerment, artistry, and historic impact. She has championed feminism, representation, and creativity while also balancing family life with her husband Jay-Z, who himself is a titan in music business and philanthropy. Jay-Z built an empire spanning music labels, sports management, and social justice advocacy. His story is one of vision and perseverance, showing that music can be the foundation of a global influence empire. Together, they represent one of the most powerful celebrity duos in the world, shaping not only entertainment, but also culture and activism, transitioning to another global superstar. We find Taylor Swift, whose evolution from a teenage country singer to a record-breaking pop icon is one of the most fascinating journeys in modern music. She has consistently reinvented her sound, from country to pop to indie folk and back to stadium anthems. Her storytelling resonates deeply with fans, creating a bond that feels personal and intimate. Her fight for ownership of her music, her re-recording of her early albums, and her activism for artists' rights have turned her into a role model for creative independence, while her tours shatter records and unite millions of fans known as Swifties around the world. And just as Taylor stands as a beacon of storytelling, another legend in her own right, Lady Gaga has proven that art knows no boundaries. Gaga burst onto the scene with bold fashion, avant-garde performances, and anthems like Poker Face and Bad Romance. Yet beneath the spectacle is a deeply authentic artist who has spoken openly about mental health advocacy and empowerment. Her role in A Star Is Born proved her versatility as an actress, earning critical acclaim, and her continued philanthropy through The Born This Way Foundation demonstrates her mission to inspire kindness, resilience, and inclusion. And alongside Gaga, Adele has shown that power does not need spectacle alone. Her voice, filled with emotion, has touched the world, from Someone Like You to Easy on Me. Adele's storytelling is rooted in raw authenticity. Her journey from a working-class background in London to global superstardom shows that vulnerability and sincerity can break barriers. Her hiatuses and comebacks only deepen the emotional impact of her music, making every return an event that captivates the world. Similarly, in the realm of timeless voices, Celine Dion remains a queen of ballads whose journey from a small Canadian town to global stardom is nothing short of extraordinary. Her performances in Las Vegas became legendary. Her strength during personal tragedies became inspirational, and her legacy in music is a reminder that true artistry endures across decades. And speaking of endurance, Madonna continues to shape pop culture even after decades as the queen of pop. Her ability to reinvent her image, her sound, and her stage presence has made her an eternal symbol of reinvention. She challenged norms, pushed boundaries, and paved the way for countless artists who followed, proving that staying relevant is an art in itself. And while Madonna broke barriers, Britney Spears lived through the challenges of being a pop princess under the microscope. Her rise was meteoric. Her struggles were public, yet her resilience and recent journey of freedom through the end of her conservatorship became a global conversation about autonomy, justice, and compassion. Britney's story shows that even in the most difficult times, hope and support from fans can reignite light from darkness. And fans have played a massive role in shaping celebrity journeys, whether through movements like Free Britney or through global fan bases that elevate stars like BTS, the Korean group whose impact transcends music. BTS turned K-pop into a global phenomenon, blending intricate choreography, heartfelt lyrics, and social messages that resonate across cultures. Their fandom, known as ARMY, has proven to be one of the most powerful in the world, supporting charity campaigns, breaking streaming records, and uniting people across borders. BTS's story is one of dedication, teamwork, and authenticity, showing how 7 young men from South Korea could rewrite the rules of global pop music and pave the way for countless others in the K-pop industry, from Blackpink to Stray Kids to New Jeans, each group bringing its own unique style, energy, and global reach, further solidifying that music knows no boundaries. And while K-pop thrives globally, Bollywood stars like Shah Rukh Khan also embody the idea of celebrity power. His journey from a television actor to the king of Bollywood is legendary. He combined romance, charisma, and business acumen to become one of the most successful and beloved figures in cinema worldwide. His influence extends beyond India, making him a cultural ambassador of sorts. And alongside him, Priyanka Chopra Jonas represents the bridging of East and West, her journey from winning Miss World to becoming a Bollywood star to conquering Hollywood and global philanthropy, highlights her adaptability and ambition. She has used her platform to speak about diversity, inclusion, and women's rights, proving that stardom can be both glamorous and purposeful across continents and cultures. We see that while each story is unique, the threads of resilience, transformation, and influence weave them together into the fabric of global celebrity culture. And as we look back at all of these journeys, from Justin Bieber's vulnerable evolution to Beyoncé's empire, from BTS rewriting the rules of global music to Shah Rukh Khan bridging cultures, from Jennifer Lopez proving reinvention is possible, to Adele showing the beauty of raw emotion, we realize that the world of celebrities is not simply about fame, wealth, and flashing cameras. It is about human beings who dared to dream bigger than circumstances, who stumbled, who fell, who rose again, and who used their voices, their art, and their platforms to inspire millions. These stories remind us that celebrities are mirrors reflecting our own hopes, struggles, and possibilities. They show us resilience when life throws its hardest battles. They show us that even under pressure, love, family, and authenticity matter. They show us that philanthropy and kindness can change lives just as powerfully as a song or a film. They show us that global communities of fans can turn into movements for justice, for compassion, and for change. They show us that style is not just about fashion, but about identity, that controversies are not just scandals, but turning points for growth and accountability, and that achievements are not only trophies, but moments that can ignite a generation. Every comeback, every performance, every heartfelt post on social media builds a connection between stars and fans, creating a global dialogue that transcends languages and borders. And maybe that is why we remain captivated. Because when we see celebrities face struggles, we are reminded that we too can rise when we see them succeed. We are reminded that dreams are worth chasing. And when we see them give back, we are reminded that humanity is always at the heart of greatness. So whether it is a pop star, a film icon, an athlete, or a fashion mogul, the essence of their journeys teaches us that inspiration can come from anywhere, and that the light of resilience never fades. And now, as this chapter closes, we ask ourselves, what will be the next story, the next triumph, the next movement that changes everything? Because in this endless documentary of fame and humanity, the journey is never finished. It is always unfolding and always reminding us that we are part of something bigger. So as you reflect on these journeys, think about the dreams you carry, the challenges you face, and the ways you too can leave a mark on the world. After all, every story of resilience begins with a single step. Every achievement begins with a belief, and every icon once stood exactly where you are today. Wondering if their dream was possible? The answer is yes.